203 is what the Delhi Capitals have managed against the Gujarat Titans at the Narendra Modi Stadium. It was courtesy cameos by their skipper Axar Patel, who did suffer an ankle scare, but then he was fine to resume. There was Tristan Stubbs, who once again contributed with a 30-odd. Same was the case with Karun Nair. KL Rahul played with a strike rate of 200. Finally, strike rate is not really overrated. And towards the end, it is Ashutosh Sharma who made 37 of just 19 balls, and DC were guided past 200. With me is Siddharth Vishwanathan and Shashwat Bhalla. Shashwat, we'll start with you. Your team is playing. Once again, your Totka continued because one of us, did the toss, and obviously it was my namesake. What do you think about this 203 total?
I think, to be very honest, first thoughts would be that 10-15 runs below par. I'd say 10-15 runs also, I'm saying, keeping in mind that the bowling lineup the Delhi Capitals have. Otherwise, I think 20-25 runs short. But with the kind of bowling personnel the Delhi team has, I think 10-15 runs you're still short. I would have been happier if you would have 220 on the board. At one stage, it looked like that you might just go past 200. You might just go near to 220 when Axar Patel and Stubbs were batting around the 13th, 14th over when it was going as 10 runs per over. But then after that, 2 wickets in quick succession in the form of Stubbs, Vipraj Nigam and Axar Patel. These 3 wickets, I think, that slowed down. At that point, it started to look like maybe you might just end up not even reaching to the 200 mark. But then those 3 sixes, that cameo by Ashutosh Sharma. So somehow, huffing and puffing, you've just managed to cross the 200 mark, all thanks to Kuldeep Yadav's final boundary against Sai Kishore. So I think 10 runs extra runs could have been come, but I think a great over by Sai Kishore, the last over. So I think that pulled things back for the Gujarat Titans. I think Gujarat will be a happy team. I just go back to the first game that they played here against the Punjab Kings, where they were chasing 245.
Yeah, 230 plus or something, I remember. Yeah.
Some different conditions, Shashwat. It was a day-night game.
Yeah, so that's it. In a day-night game, I know even the dew would have kicked in, and also the wicket to begin with would have been a little fresh. So I'm just.
But as far as I remember, there was no dew at all.
Yeah, there was no dew that time. Yeah, even I remember that now. Yeah, but today now there won't be any dew, and the wicket looks like a belter. So I'm just going back to that game, and plus batting over there, the bowlers would have got some help under the lights. Over here, that's not going to be the case. So that is also something that might just go against the Delhi Capitals. And plus 204 is it the exact target for the Gujarat Titans. I think they will be feeling very confident. They will remember the first game where they lost that game just by 11 runs, a total of 240 something. So I think a good opportunity for the Gujarat Titans to come back on the top of the points table. But then again, the Delhi bowling, if they really bowl the way they have been bowling till now, I think they will also be fancying their chances.
Firstly, you said strike rate is overrated, isn't it?
Strike rate is no longer overrated.
No longer.
That's what I said.
But one thing is overrated. Calling this match a T20. You cannot take 2 hours and 5 minutes to bowl 20 overs. I'm sorry. I know the conditions are absolutely brutal in Ahmedabad. I mean, the weather is very hot. Even the local boy, Axar Patel, mentioned that it is so hot. There were cramps, there were people who were treating the players of physio, including the new purple cap winner in Prasidh Krishna.
Ishant Sharma was struggling to stand on his
feet. That's why he couldn't bowl the final over. Otherwise, the original plan was to bowl the final over. So what happened in the melee was
to do with the age as well, a little bit.
What age? See, he's a fit guy. He's played over 100 tests here.
But again, he's old.
But no, I'm saying, see, for young, old, that conditions in Ahmedabad are brutal, and he was not able to come back onto the field. That is why in haste what Ashish Nehra and the GT guys did was get Sharfendra Rutherford in. That's why they had to get Ravi Srinivas, Sai Kishore to get the final over, but only 1 over. And I was like, again criticized Ashutosh here. Every run matters. You made the same mistake against the Mumbai Indians, where RR, I mean, when you look at the RRDC game, I said, no, Dhruv Jurel made that same mistake, isn't it? But every run matters. He could have given star. One edge could have gone for a 4. You would have had 210 on the board. Who knows?
Again, I think this is in the hindsight at that point. I know I do sort of agree with you, but I'm not going to I'm not going to criticize this move too much as well, because he was striking the ball well. So he would have backed himself that I'd want to clear the fence at least twice or 3 times in this over. We realized that on the second ball, so he took that single. I do agree with you, because Stark is no less, he's not a tail ender in that sense. I do agree, but I'm fine with this move, and that day also I was okay
any run can count. Any run can count. So that is why Prasidh Krishna, yet again, a fantastic spell, 4 overs, 4 for 41. And I think Gujarat Titans also will not be too happy for this effort also, because I think 2 catches were dropped. Rashid Khan dropped.
More than 2.
Rashid Khan, I alone remember, dropped 2 catches.
And 2 poor reviews on the bowling of Rashid Khan itself.
Yeah.
But, I would really like to touch upon a topic that just, transpired in the last over itself. Sai Kishore giving away just 9 runs, taking an important wicket of Ashutosh Sharma here. The wicket, the ball was actually stopping a bit. In the last over that he did, he bowled it slower through the air, and Ashutosh found it difficult. Shashwat and I, obviously, we were discussing that, why is he consistently going to the leg side? Why isn't he trying those different shots? He was keeping it very slow in the air, and it looked a little too paced when Sai Kishore was bowling. Advantage DC with the spinners they have?
See, no team has chased 200 versus Delhi Capitals.
Delhi hasn't lost even 1 game against them on this ground.
Yeah, no, out of they haven't lost a game at Narendra Modi Stadium against them. Yes, but yeah, it could be advantage. But then if you look at GT's day games, you will see that there is a prominent tendency to chase successfully. Look at GT RCB.
Will Jacks.
Yeah. Look at KKR GT. Rinku Singh 5 sixes. So whenever teams are batted second here in a day game, they have had tremendous success here. But again, GT's spinners are what is keeping them alive. But then I don't know about Axar Patel. How is he developing? Because he too had a cramp and he had to be treated. So I really don't know how he's shaping. But then they have Vipraj. They have Kuldeep, they have Axar to ensure they have the variety in the spin bowling department.
What do you make of the impact sub in Donovan Ferreira?
I don't think it was a poor decision. See, any which ways, it did not make sense to persist with Jake Fraser-Magog after what Hemang Badani had said, the earlier day, that we are going to back him, but then, they decided to leave him, and I think it was a good call. You already have as many as 6 bowling options.
They did exactly what GT did a couple of games back, which we talked about here.
Akshar Patel, Vipraj, Mitchell Stark, Kuldeep, Mohit and Mukesh. So these are your 6 bowling options. It did not make sense to add a 7th in maybe Dushmanta Chamira or anyone else.
My only point is, if you wanted to use Donovan Ferreira, you could have top of the order then. That is what I would have liked.
But he couldn't have come any other place, because you already have a Karun, Abhishek, KL.
My only why last time around also I was in the favor of continuing with Tristan Stubbs. That was only because I wanted to keep the balance, and I did not want to make too many chopping and changes, because the team is doing well, you're getting the runs, you're winning games. If you wanted to, you should not have fidgeted with the combination, is what I'm saying. I was totally okay with Jake Fraser-Magog not playing, but then a Donovan Ferreira could have come up. Now what you have done is that Abhishek Purell, Karun Nair have opened, KL has come at 3, Axar has come at 4. Now suddenly when Faf comes back into this lineup, everybody will have to, sort of get pushed by one down below. That sort of will make a little unsettled. That's just a sign of an unsettled team, which Delhi isn't. That's the only thing.
But again, see, you play according to the situation. Faf isn't there, so you had to play this combination only. Donovan Ferreira, I think he is an excess to the need that is there. I mean, you only need a certain bit, but you got an excess in Donovan Ferreira in that case. And anyways, when you look at it, you also have 3 wicket-keeping options, right? Yeah. Purell is there, Rahul is there, but
Purell has been subbed out.
Okay, so
Rahul and Ferreira.
Okay, Rahul and Donovan Ferreira. So anyway, Rahul is a designated keeper. Donovan Ferreira, if need be, if KL Rahul wants to go out, then he can just act in that sense. But 204 target. It's very 50-50 kind of a situation.
Yeah, it's very 50-50.
I think it's going to be advantage Delhi, and I'm going to take a bold call here. It's only because of the last over that I saw of Sai Kishore. I think if that is really anything to go by, then DC have pretty good spinners in comparison to Gujarat Titans, who can restrict any potent batting lineup. So for me, I think it's going to be DC here who will win the game, but it's going to be a close contest. I think it's 55 DC and 45 GT.
For me, it's 49-51 in favor of DC. That's only because I feel the spinners definitely can restrict the team, but it's going to be a very, very close affair. Personally, I didn't see any turn or in that sense ball sticking or two-paceness in this wicket, because Sai Kishore was also bowling really over-pitch deliveries, and he was just trying to be out of the arc of Ashutosh Sharma. So I didn't think that he was using the pitch much, and rightly so. He was just bowling his first over, so he didn't know much about the conditions as well. So personally, I didn't see too much spin and turn. I feel that, I don't know, 49-51 in favor of GT maybe then, if that's the case. I'm very 50-50.
I am backing GT because I think they have gotten the total. They are saying like, okay, we have restricted them. I think we can chase this down. Sudarshan is in great form. Gill can chip in. Butler, this is ideal for Josh Butler. He can go bang bang. Then there is AB Tewatia who can do extremely well. So yes, I think GT hold a slight edge, but it's very slight.
I think where DC maybe lost the momentum in hindsight, that we can say 146 for 4 in 14.2 overs. Approximately, last 6 overs. Round about not even 60 runs for that matter.
57 runs.
That where maybe the use of Yonavan Ferreira was a good decision. That maybe initially when you made that call, but him not striking and getting that crucial 15-20 odd. I think that is where maybe it would hurt DC. Plus, I think Ashutosh Sharma not giving strike to Mitchell Starc, and that's something that Siddharth also pinpointed, that Mitchell Starc is no Chris Martin. He can hit the ball from whenever he comes to the crease. So that's where I think maybe DC may have missed a trick, but 203, it looks a good total. I feel it's going to be a little too paced wicket. But the good thing about this DC batting that I liked was that despite wickets falling, I think they kept up with the scoring rate. The batters did not really go into their shell. Maybe the last 5 or 6 overs could have been better, but overall still a more than a decent performance.
Yeah, but I'm going with GT and you guys have picked DC. You both, of course, Shashwat will pick DC obviously. So let's take 1 or 2 comments. I think that we are going to start the chase. 5:50 the chase is about to start when the next match is at 7 p.m. This is where I think, I'm sorry, you can't be having this pitiful penalties that go get a fielder in and all this other things. I'm sorry, you need to either ban the captain or have a run penalty, not a fielder penalty. Freaking awesome.
Okay, freaking awesome.
This is DC's highest total in Ahmedabad. 207 is the highest recorded chase here. 182 is the highest total chase by GT at home. Sai Sudarshan 1 over and making impacts of play are odd moves. You means Sai Kishore, freaking awesome. Yeah. Sarat Chandra, time to drop Rashid. It's been 2 seasons now. Yes, he's important X factor, as Shashwat say, but no impact. Because of him, Sai Kishore is getting less overs. Oh, tough call.
I think in case of Rashid Khan, you would want to hold to his reputation because he has been a consistent performer in T20s. Maybe in the last couple of seasons, one thing has happened is that he has been found out. But the point is that the effective spells are still coming. The wickets column may be a little dried up, but still, he has been able to deliver those economical spells.
Not really. In this season, he's not been economical at all.
Least, yeah,
even the last season,
still okay,
but not as compared to 2023.
It's just by his standards.
No, even by normal standards also, Rashid has been poor economically.
In the modern age T20, if Rashid Khan is giving away like 4 overs, none for 38 or 39 runs, I would still call it a decent spell because you know how things are progressing.
Close to 10 runs and over.
That's still okay. In modern
then
T20
I think Ishant Sharma then deserves a gold medal. 3 overs, none for 19.
Runs, yeah.
Prasidh Krishna, I think we'll talk about him
in the post-match. But yeah, fantastic spell from Prasidh. 4 overs for 41.
I think he's finally found his mojo. He's finally realized that it's the middle overs and the depth where he has to bowl. He now is sort of making a resurgence in white ball cricket at least.
I mean, what a brilliant ball to get rid of KL Rahul.
Yeah, and till now it was just reputation that he was coming with. But this time he's performing and he's being utilized really well. I really like how he's being utilized by GT. And of course, it's Shubman Gill and Ashish Nehra.
Kiran Khatri saying, if GT are 100 for 3, with Butler, Sai out, they'll be done if they are 3 down. Because they don't have a middle order at all. Rutherford is hit and miss, rest are average. Easy win for DC. Looking forward to see Shashwat.
If the top 3 depart cheaply, then it should be advantage DC.
Yeah, it will be. And also Stark is also in prime form here. So yes, it's a very, very close game here. I don't think, unless Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill have an absolute flyer, So that is why I look at it.
Lots of somebody was asking what did I say about KL Rahul today. I think a great knock by him. I think that's exactly what I think was required from KL. I'm much better than having a 35 ball 50. What he did today, I think that was much better than that, and I think that leaves the impact.
Yeah.
So much more usefully continued the run flow, and even if he got out, you'll get out on occasions. It happens if with this intent. So that's absolutely fine, and that's perfect.
Law of averages will catch up with DC. See, there is a slump coming. But when, we don't know.
I'm okay if it comes in the last.
For once, I feel the slump is not coming. I expect DC to be consistent, just like
By
KKR.
slump, what I think everyone means
Maybe
is
a couple of
games,
losses. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But then see, if you have it before the league stages, it's good. I mean, before the knockouts, I guess it's great. But not in the knockouts. Please, knockout one game, you're gone. So, yeah, KL Rahul playing with intent on 19th in Ahmedabad. Priyanshu, by the way, poor captaincy by Nehra ji. It is 19th of April.
Today is 19th.
But that was November 19th, yeah. Come on. That was a different... You can't compare an IPL. You can't compare an IPL with the World Cup. That's blasphemous. Yeah. Kiranga, it's not at all close game. I beg to differ. Rashid has been awful. I mean, I said it might be a close game because GT's batting, yes, they have their top three. So, in that way. So, we'll be back for the lengthy post-match discussion. But don't forget, there is one more game that is going to happen. RR versus LSG at Savai Mansingh. Yes, so that's going to be very, very interesting. You could see a fourth position in the race for the fourth position heat up today. So yes, join us for a lengthy post-match debate on GT versus DC. We'll also tell you a bit about RR versus LSG also. So from me, Sid and Shashwat, bye-bye.